Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Enderal. Last time I was stuck and I couldn't figure out how to do what to do here. I've looked around and I finally found what I needed to. It's all the way up here in the corner. Excuse me, in the corner. If you search up here, you will find a skeleton who's all weird and like holding his own arm and junk. And down here beside of him is a rune key. Makes it so much easier to see. Whoops. If you have the torch. There, you can see it. So that is what we need. Go over and stick it in there. And then this happens. Alright, so I don't know why that's hidden up in the corner like that. I'm not a big fan of it being that hidden, what you have to do to find it. But it's fine by me, I guess. Like I said, I'm not a fan, but it's obviously not impossible to find. I did it. It just takes a lot of looking around. And we're going into what looks like to be like a crystal cave. Oh no, don't fall. Thank you. Bats. Alright. Runes on the walls. Place is covered in cobwebs. That's cool looking. The mark there. Alright, there's like a blue crystal thing up that way. I'm gonna go this way. Run! Was this the correct way? I really kind of hope. Ooh, it's a bow. Rest in Enderal, you need a sleeping place. Hence, you need to search for beds and visit taverns. Brittle longbow, old iron arrows, inedible beer. Well, this is obviously the way that it wants us to go because we now have a bow and some arrows. So I'm going to go back and go through the riverway. Or that's not really a river, it's more of a creek. Or as other people from my part of the country say, it's a crick. But my belief is a crick, you get a crick in your neck or your back. A small flowing stream is a creek. Certain areas, healing spells and health potions raise your arcane fever. Drink ambrosia for something. Oh crap! What was that? What the crap was that? That scared me to death. Rose to 6%. Ambrosia, spell of boon, ruined books, grounding, old robe. Okay, so my arcane fever is going up by being in that area. Okay. Is there anything else in any of these chairs on this? No. Alright, I'm out. That scared me. Okay, it said drink ambrosia to do a thing. What is the thing that ambrosia does? Decreases your arcane fever by 20%. Well, that's good because it went up to like, yeah. It went up quite a bit. Okay. Alright, is there... I need to be able to, like, hotkey these things. Alright, 1. No, that should be 3. That should be 2, and that should be 1. Torch is 5. Iron arrows are 4. Health potions are 6. Health potions, it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Alright. Alright, I can hotkey them. Good, good, good. Going in the water. Ooh, it's dark. I can't see anything. Hanging moss, okay. Let's just sleep for an hour. Get my health back. Get an autosave. Is that hanging? Yeah, it's hanging moss. It's a door. Ooh. Spoopy. The corpses and the light. They're gone. Should there have been corpses here? Because if there were supposed to be corpses here and there are no longer corpses, there are two options. Well, I guess technically three. Option number one is they weren't corpses, they were just unconscious and they got better and they walked away. Option number two, which is a little bit more frightening, is somebody is robbing and stealing corpses. Option number three, the corpses got up and walked away on their own, which is probably the most frightening of all. This machine, why does it seem so familiar? I don't know. It's not familiar to me. Ooh, ice claw. I wonder if those are rare or valuable or anything, because it was kind of over here, hidden out of the way. Right, that's where I came in. Alright. What? Okay. A third pickaxe. A valve. Spellbook. Mana potion. Let's read these books that I just got. Other books. Alright, so Spell Tome. Alright, Learned Boon, rank 1. Learned Grounding, rank 1. What is magic? Is it P? Ah, P. Lightning that does 7 points of shock damage and half as much mana damage per second. Absorbs 1 mana from the new target. Boon. Heals the character 6 points per second. Worsens arcane fever. Alright. Probably won't be using that too much because of the arcane fever aspect. But let me look around here before I go pull that. Ooh, okay. Search the corpse. Let's not take human flesh. Let's go and take the health potion, though. Goblet. Another pickaxe. This had to have been some kind of like a mine or something with that kind of stuff going on. Alright. If I were to make a guess, it's going to stop this water wheel, and I'm going to be able to get out through there. Something broke. Oh, it's lifting it. Even better. Alright, we're back out into the daytime. With Alt, you can sneak. Stay undetected. What am I sneaking from? Oh. Oh. Yeah, I'd really rather not be detected by that thing. A blueprint, an iron warhammer, chisels, and a hammer. Sure, they don't weigh that much. Nah, mate. You stay over there, buddy. I kind of want to know what he's guarding. It looks like there are items over there. Oh, yep, he's mad. Can you get up here? Yep, you certainly can. Amethysts, crusty bread, gold, a knife, some shoes, some clothes, an apple. Now we run! Alright, so far, this game is awesome. Earned experience points. Received enough to level up. Find a way out of the ravine. Collect pumpkins to hasten rust. Collect mana fungi to hasten regeneration of mana. Alright, so I need to collect some mana fungi and pumpkins. Pumpkin. Pumpkin! More pumpkin. Not seeing any mana fungi though. I mean, they were optional objectives, so I don't really need to, but I would like to. Nope, can't go up there. Heals instantly. Moon carrot. Ugh. Alright, that's pretty sweet. Oh, nope, got that pumpkin. Anybody want to go pumpkin chunkin'? Please tell me I'm not the only one who's seen that. That's not mana. Fungi. What's that? That looks like a hidden area. That does. Nope, just the way down here to the same place. Oh, this is not the same place. Oh. Shh. Be sneaky. Ha! Get wrecked. Corpse of the Climber. He had a longbow, some clubs, some clothes, some gloves, health potions, and mana potions. Life absorption. Some more shoes. Oh yeah, I need to do that, don't I? I need to put on my clothing. Which one of these is clothes? Clothes, gloves. Actually, this old robe is probably best. It gives me, it's technically armor, so it gives me a little bit of defense. Yeah, this was kind of a secret area. And I like it. What's in here? Oh, it's back into the abandoned tower. Okay. I got a skill point. Let's go see if we can't use it. That looks like a thing over there. Focus. Seems magic-y. Shadow of the Wind. The memory unlocks all rogue disciplines for you. Your stamina regen is boosted by 20%, and you receive the talent Shadow of the Wind, which lets you move more silently for a short period of time and raises your crit chance. 7% higher crit chance, 25-second duration. Alright. How do I tell how many things I have? How many, what's it called? Memory points? How many, how do I see, where do I see that? Level 1. Magic? Yeah, okay, magic. I have 1 memory point. Focus, mana regeneration. This is obviously health regeneration. Or no, actually. Reduces all warrior disciplines for you. It also reduces the weight of heavy armor by 10% and grants you the talent Rage, which raises your weapon damage for a short time. Juggernaut. Blade Dancer, Mercenary. Vandal. I want probably this one. No. Draw bows. Critical hit chance with bows. Zooming in with a bow costs as much stamina and slows down time by 25%. So yeah. Armor rating increased by 5 while you have a bow equipped. Yeah. Okay. So this is the one I'm going to go for. I've always. Talent learned. Tier 1, Shadow of the Wind. Alright, so I need more memory points. I don't know how I get those, but this is going to be my main focus, probably. Suitable armor. Memories of the Vagrant to teach you usage of poisons, potions, and light armor. Infiltrator. Improve your skill of sneaking, your rhetorics, and your pickpocketing. And Memories of the Trickster combine the effective use of a bow with lockpicking. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to go for. Alright. But I think it's time for a bow to put in some work. Now, I don't know how the sneaking is affected in this game. Not what I wanted. There we go. Thing I was shooting at, not a bad guy. Ancient crystal coin, search the corpse. I've already got a torch. Ambrosia. Interact with the magical symbol. Nice. Human flesh, I don't care about. That's a button. Indeed, that was a button. I expected a little bit more time than that to react. Alright. Take the old sword. Get the magical symbol. There are apparently 100 of those. Ah, that's what hit me. Use traps to your advantage by defeating enemies with them. Yes. Let's do that instead of the thing I did. Oh, nope, it hit me. Maybe they set them off. Maybe I don't have to, like, set them off for them. I can just aggro him and... Alright. I'm still learning the finer points of this game. Give me a break. That was close. Hey! Hey, you! Wrecked. Alright, so they do set off traps themselves. Health potion, old vagrant dress, coin purse, backpack, iron ore, potion of enchantment, potion of protection of frost. I don't think I need the horseshoe. There might be some sort of smelting aspect. If so, I'll have to figure that out later. Ah, what hit me? I bet that bone popped up and hit me. If I were to guess. Oh, I'm not supposed to come up here. I thought I was trying to get up there. I guess not. I do, however, want to get up here. Ooh, a Staff of Flames. Boon rank 2, nice. Skeleton is empty. Oh, I can go third person now. Sweet. Crystal coin, I don't know what those do. Flame bite. Crystal coins. Nobody up here. I like how they use the same aspects, or same objects, same assets. That's a dwarven scrap metal, and it's just scrap metal of an ancient nation now, which I like. Don't mistake that for anything else. Just I just like it. It's pretty good. That tea, however, is not very good. I'll have to get me 0 more of that. Alright, now where's this? Where have I come? Where have I come to? Oh, this is the thing that instantly heals me, except it's already been done. I get it. I was supposed to do that. Go through that area that I just came out of, and then end up down there. Alright, fair enough. I would actually rather take the expressway. If you don't mind, game. Oh, don't fall yet. Yeah, fall down here. And then there's a dead guy and a wolf. Yeah. Whee! Still haven't found any mana fungi. Press mouse 2 while blocking. That may only apply to if I have a shield. I see wolves. I see many wolves. Nice. Although I'm pretty certain they can't get to me. I might be... I'm wrong in that aspect. Give me my sword. Yes. Why do I not have any potions? You should be favorited. Block and attack. Gotcha. Ooh, you've leveled up. You receive +5 learning points. Nice. 3 crafting points and 1 memory. Oh, okay. Learning points and memory points are different things. Choose an attribute which you wish to raise. Health is stamina. On H to open your menu. Sorry. To inform yourself about your current abilities. Okay, so all of my stuff is still the same. Stamina is increased. I have 1 memory point, 3 crafting, 5 learning points. I'm level 2. I don't know what learning points mean exactly. Oops. Books. Alright, so I learned 2 more spells. I still have my 5 learning points, so I'm not sure. Cheese! The cheese is real, folks. Give me back my arrows and give me that pelt also. What's my weight? 353. That's quite a lot of weight. It'll be a while before I catch up to that, I'm fairly certain. Oh, also, weapons. Didn't I get an old sword is damage 4. 13, 4, 13, 11. 4, 4, 12. Yeah, this sword's garbage. We'll be selling that as soon as we can. Although it does tell me it looks like there's a campsite over here. Mud crab. Oh, sorry, no. River crab. Crusty bread. Pickaxe, I don't care about. Chain boots. Chain boots I'll take. What's a hauberk? I'll have to look at the hauberk, see what that is. Is there a place for me to sleep? Does not look like it. Ah! Crabs! Yeah! Oh, by the way, I figured out what it means. When you're blocking, press mouse 1 to bash, not mouse 2. Because mouse 2 is block. Now I have either A, read that incorrectly, or B, it was a typo in their system. Not really sure which. Alright, but there was a thing I was going to do. What was that? What was it? Oh, yes, there's a hauberk. Oh, armor. Heavy armor. Better than what I have right now, though. As are the chain boots. Ah, yes, also, what are these coins? They're just stuff I can sell to transform them into money. I cannot equip this item. What do I do with this item? Do I take it to a blacksmith? Maybe? Maybes? Another crab! Run, crab! Bash! Oh! Bash! Bash! There we go. Bashed you to death. River crab does not have any meat for me. This looks like a house or a village, maybe, over here. I heard the telltale sounds of a nern root. Where is it? Oh, look, it's another one of these. Ice claw. I heard it. I see it. Ah, it's a Vin root. Similar to, but legally distinct from, Nern root. Well, what are you? Oh, what are you? You're kind of cute. You're weird, but you're Kind of cute. Answers marked with thing carry the story forward, but there's a chance that some dialogue options aren't available anymore. Yes. I kind of figured that one out on my own. Chicken! Oh, it's a pigeon! It's not a chicken, it's a pigeon. Feathers. I'm not really much of an alchemist. Never have been. Doesn't really matter what game I'm playing. I could be playing Full Metal Alchemist and not be much of an alchemist.
Now would you look at that?
Hello.
I knew I'd seen someone scrambling in the mountains.
Hello, Finn.
What brings you here, my sir?
That's a long story. Where am I here, and who are you?
Who am I? Finn de Lires, apothecarius by my path. Pleased to meet you. And you are at Sun Coast, in the south of Enderal. Where are you from? But wait, don't tell me. I know that accent. Nerim, isn't it?
There we go. Everything's locked up. At least for the night we should. Wait a second. Who's that?
Who's that?
Just an adventurer on his way. No reason to worry.
No reason to worry? For heck's sake, Finn. How do you know that this guy isn't with the bandits? You said you'd call me if anyone showed up. And now you're standing here, having a chat with him as if this were the bathing house of Ark.
Lo and behold, we are still alive. Now, is there anything else, Carbos?
I've got my eye on you. Touch any of our stuff, and you'll regret it. Unbelievable.
May I present Carbos, as he lives and breathes. Sorry about that just now. That's just how he is. In any case, if you don't need any more help, I'd suggest you move on. Follow the way east behind the dam house. It'll lead you to a village called Riverville. Ah, here, take this.
Riverville.
Truth be told, you don't look so healthy. Your eyes... well, whatever.
Okay. Said you're apothecarius by my path. What do you mean by my path?
By the Black Guardian. You really are an outlander, aren't you? My path is... well, it's just me path. My role designated to me by Malthus. A kind of calling, if you will.
Malthus. What do you mean? Like, you mean the gods assign your professions?
Not exactly. Malthus designates our place in society. Generally the same one our fathers and forefathers occupied. I walk the path of the erudites, and there's also the manufacturers, the sublimes, and, of course, the pathless. Within these roles, we are free to choose a profession, but certain vocations that are available to an erudite are not permitted to a manufacturer, which is one path below. However, below does not mean that it is in any way inferior. Everyone on Enderal does what they do best. And who would know better than the gods what exactly that is?
Okay. In Niram, there's a rumor that gods are dead.
And over here, there's a rumor that the Golden Queen has a weakness for men in gowns. Seriously, be careful with that kind of gossip. I know you don't mean any harm, but there are a few who might consider it heresy.
Okay. Aren't you frustrated about being bound to a path? Why don't you want to advance?
In the folly of my youth, I might have thought about it, yes. But then I realized that half of what goes wrong in this world has to do with the desire to advance. I am interested in living the righteous path and to contribute to the preservation of my people. That's enough for me, and only the faithful will be granted the eternal paths upon death.
Alright, and who are these pathless you mentioned?
Men or women who have never received the path consecration, or those who have broken their path. Brigands, glimmer dust smugglers, murderers, well, you know.
Criminals. Alright. Interesting thought.
Well, I didn't come up with it.
Alright, what about... Can you tell me more about this religion?
Well, what can I tell you? This is the Sun
region.
Coast, in the south
Region,
of
not
Enderal.
religion.
A pretty peaceful area, except for all the animals and bandits that have recently started going crazy.
Going crazy?
Well, that's pretty much it. I think you should ask the people in Riverville if you want to know more. They certainly have some stories to tell.
I see. Are there places that might be of interest to an adventurer?
To an adventurer? If you ask me, what you need before you adventure anywhere is some good old-fashioned shut-eye. But yes, there are some places. The Three River Watch, for example, right there below the stone arch. It was once an old trading post, but now it's full of shady characters. Ah, and there's also a big Pyrian ruin south of it.
Alright, can I trade some goods with you? I found some things in the ruins.
Yeah, why not? Show me what you've got. Maybe I have some things you can use.
Alright. Pressing E, buying prices are higher than selling prices. Through the name selection at the bottom, you can switch between, okay, your merchants inventory. The inventory of the merchants gets refilled after a few days. Good, 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 good. I only have 10 gold. Here, I have this amethyst, these crystal coins. I don't know if I need these chisels or not. If I do, I'm sure I can find them elsewhere. These clothes. Saturates for 240 seconds and provides a long-dated health regeneration out of combat. The higher your health total, more health will be regenerated. Heals you by 6 points. Okay. I think I'll keep that. Green apple I don't need. Hammer I don't need. Ooh, different health potions. I didn't realize I had multiples. Ice Claw. Increase your carrying capacity permanently. Oh, don't sell that. Keep that. Alright, I'm not going to be doing much mana potion-y stuff. Meat I can sell. Mud morals I can sell. The old robe. The old sword. Alright, this I'm actually going to keep. So go ahead and sell the Hubric. Sell one pickaxe. Items are enchanted for 7% longer. I don't care about that. Protection from frost. Don't care. Get rid of the pumpkins, the clothes, the apples. Scroll of Boon. I don't really need. Oh. He's out of money. Is there anything he has that I actually do want? I'm going to go with probably not. These potions, actually, I kind of want, but are probably better that I don't. Alright, I think that's good. Alright, what do you said something about my eyes earlier. What did you mean?
There's something peculiar about you. I don't know how else to say it. I would examine you myself, but we don't have the right equipment with us. So if I were you, I'd ask a priest in Riverville to have a look at you. Who knows? Maybe you caught something in that temple.
Alright. What's your story?
Us? Oh, nothing spectacular, I'm afraid. We gather herbs, but tomorrow we're going back north, to League. You should stop by one day if you're in the area. Someone who scours Pyrian ruins and survives could surely be useful to the apothecary and help us find some things.
Alright, you're telling me I should come by for some quests. Okay. Alright, that's it for now. Thanks for your help.
Don't mention it. I wish you a quick recovery and safe roads. You're blessed. Carbos, do we need the still tomorrow? Or can I clean all the tools?
Blazes, Finn, I'm playing. Don't bother me.
I guess that means no.
Oh, Lord.
By the righteous path. What happened to you?
I don't
You look
know.
As if you've met the Black Guardian himself.
Something of this kind of fever. Do you have any idea what it could be?
Fever? Well, there could be many causes. Wait a moment. I think I still have some grunt root. That should be enough to ease your pain, at least for now. Take a seat at the fire. The warmth might help you.
Oh,
Sit down by the fire.
brewing potions for complete strangers.
Well...
Oh, I'm
if
naked.
the strangers are about to die of fever, then yes. There was that oath we swore once, remember? To help the afflicted, to...
Whatever.
Thank you.
Let me put my clothes on. Vagrant dress. There. Better.
Gruntroots, Gruntroots. Ah, here we go.
What are you doing? Oh, you gotta crunch it up and do alchemy stuff.
So, let's see. Sheer cup, some water. Ha! Done. I can't make any promises, but...
Finn, the still.
Explore...
Oh, Lord.
They've hit me.
Do something, damn it! Do something! Oh, no!
What is happening? So pretty.
Oh, sod it.
Do I really have to watch every step you take? That was a fucking close call.
Hey, I'm sorry, all right. We'll pick up a new one in Ark.
Yeah, and you're paying for it. Here I thought this bloody day couldn't get any worse.
Never ever say that.
This day isn't getting any better. Here, drink this. It'll help you.
Uncork the bottle and drink
See,
potion.
you already look a lot better. Still, you should let a priest take a look at that fever as soon as possible. The grunt root potion will wane in a few days.
What in blazes just happened?
What? You mean the still? Bad quality and too much heat, I'd wager. But, whatever will be, will be.
No. The voices and stuff.
Explosion. I'm not sure I follow.
Oh, that'd be great, wouldn't it? Finn Dalaris died in 8234. Cause of death, exploding still.
Ha ha. Look, I really don't know what you're talking about. Maybe...
Wait a second. What was that?
What is happening?
I saw something moving over there. Oh shit! Ah!
Oh!
What the? Carbos!
They've hit me, Finn. Those bastards.
That's what we just heard.
They've hit me.
Carbos, do something, damn it! Do...
Oh, Lord! This game. I'm liking it so far. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Now would you look at that? Our mysterious survivor has awoken.
Where am I? And who are you? I'm tired of being knocked out and waking up in new places.
Jaspar Matumiel Delveric. Jaspar for short. And you, my friend, are in my very own campsite. And before you ask, yes, the bandits killed both of the apothecary. The only reason you're still alive is that the impact of the explosion threw you right into a thicket. Luckily enough, most of your injuries are only superficial, and I've already taken care of them. Your fever, though, is an entirely different story.
How do you know all of this? Were you there when they attacked?
Suffice it to say, I was on the perimeter. And no, I didn't help for two reasons. One, I was outnumbered like crazy. And two, I'm in a happy relationship with my entrails. I wish I had a more heroic answer for you, but I don't. Sorry.
That's actually, for me, that's actually good enough. I wouldn't have done it either.
Yep, quite a lot, actually. You're suffering from first-degree Arcanist's fever. I'm quite surprised that the old apothecarius didn't see that, to be honest. You're suddenly capable of doing things you previously knew only from the bard songs, right? And you're feeling unusually strong and dizzy at the same time? While drinking herbal potions leaves a, well, kind of a bitter feeling in your head?
It does, yes. Then this Arcanus fever is responsible for those things I can suddenly do? The magic?
Yep. Your magical talent has broken free inside you. I don't have any myself, but I've worked together with enough arcanists to know the signs. Simply put, what's happening is that your body can't cope with the magic. This isn't much of a problem at first, but if you don't do anything about it within the next couple of months, you'll find yourself running through the heartland naked, throwing fireballs at everything that moves. You'll lose your mind, to speak plain and all.
The fever can be treated, though, right?
Yes, of course. Though someone who's magically gifted will always react differently to certain situations than someone who isn't. As I said, some herbs will always worsen your fever, as will magically contaminated areas.
So this fever gets worse whenever I, drink potions?
Among other things, yes. Just as being magically gifted can make a person powerful, it can also make them sensitive and prone to certain conditions. Just don't overdo it sleeping in ruins or in the wilderness. Instead, set up a camp somewhere. Plus, as you've already said yourself, don't overdo it with potions.
Alright. What happens if I do... what happens if I do these things? How does the fever affect me exactly?
Well, that depends on how bad it gets. At first, you'll suffer these diffuse headaches from time to time. Then your sight will permanently blur. And then you'll suffer a case of acute death, so to speak.
Acute death. The fever can kill me?
Yep. Everything has its price, as the wise hermit likes to say.
And how can I treat it with this grunt root extract?
What? No. That won't help you in the long run. What you need is ambrosia, a special mixture of herbs that can remedy the fever without any side effects. Every good alchemist has that in stock, but it'll cost you.
And what about these visions?
Visions?
Well, that's what I'd call them. I have these kind of premonitions of things which are about to happen. Are they also a side effect of this fever?
No. Well, none that I know of. The only visions I ever had were those that come along with a good pipe of peaceweed. You know what? Someone has to take care of your fever. And as it happens, I know someone who could. But in return, I want you to tell me everything. How did you get here? And what did you do in that temple? And what exactly did you see in those visions? I can't put my finger on it, but there's something strange about you. And that makes me curious. So, healing for information. What do you say?
Fair enough.
Then shoot. I'm eager to listen.
Not that I have much choice in the matter, but I would have done it anyway.
I understand. My condolences for your loss. So that means you somehow survived this execution. And before you got washed ashore, you had this, this dream? In which you saw burnt bodies and a blinding light.
Yep, pretty much. Wasn't just a dream, but more like a memory. The temple I saw in it was exactly the same as the one in this valley. Do you know what I mean?
I hope so. So your magical outburst didn't happen slowly as it usually does, but all of a sudden after this near-death experience. And with it came these visions.
Yep, pretty much.
Interesting. I guess you know how absurd all this must sound, but somehow I believe you. Heck knows why, but I do. So, that means I'll introduce you to my employer. If anyone can help you, it's him. There is, however, one thing with which I could use a hand. The sooner we get that done, the sooner we can start our journey to Ark.
What exactly is Ark, if you don't mind?
Ark? The capital of this country? Walls high as towers of iron-hard stone, rest alone in the mountains in granite enthroned, never decaying, the ages surveying, guarded by the Lord, and blah, 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 and so on and so forth. If you plan on staying in this land, sooner or later you'll see it with your own eyes.
Okay. And what if I don't want to help you?
That's your call, I suppose. My curiosity is satisfied. But without me accompanying you, the guards won't let you into the Sun Temple in Ark. And that's where you need to go in order to treat your fever. But as I said, no hard feelings on my side if you want to play the lone wolf.
Wait, that's actually a... I was going to say, that's actually a thing I can do, but I guess not. So who is this employer of yours?
Well, aren't you curious?
Yes.
I like that. I work for the Holy Order. Yes, but as you might know, this is the realm of Malphas, the guardian of the Lightborn. And here, the Order basically reigns for him. It's both the spiritual and judicial center of this country, so believe me, you'll see for yourself soon enough.
Alright, I'll help you. The faster I get rid of this fever, the better.
Splendid. There are some things that need some explanation before we can get started, however. Where should I start? I take it you've noticed that in the past 2.5 years, this world has fallen into political chaos, right? Civil wars, usurpers everywhere, you name it. And even though Enderal isn't directly affected by these wars going on everywhere, there are strange things happening here too. Take the Woodsers, for example. There have been an unusual number of reports of wanderers being attacked by them in the open, which has never happened before. And the same goes for the Lost Ones, the living dead. Until 2 years ago, they were a rather rare magical phenomenon. But now every other corpse not properly cremated starts walking again as if it were the most natural thing to do. The strangest thing, however, is what they call the Red Madness.
Do you think this chaos could be any way related to the rumors about the Lightborn's deaths? Everyone in Newham talks about them.
Yeah, the rumors. I've heard them too. And I could indeed imagine that they're true. And that there's a connection, yes.
Alright, then you actually believe that someone did kill the Lightborn?
As I said, maybe. If you ask me, the Lightborn were never more than false gods anyway.
Alright, and what do the Enderalians, or Enderalians, I think is how you say that, Enderalians think about this?
Well, they usually leave the thinking to their holy order. And they, of course, deny everything. Even to talk about it as we're doing is considered a crime. But as much as I hate to say it, maybe it's better this way. At least for now. A spiritual crisis is the last thing this country needs at the moment.
Here, I thought the Enderalians were the most pious people in the civilized world.
Please, don't take me as an example. I've seen that a long life is only one of the things powerful magic can achieve. And this whole false deity theory isn't that new, after all. And seriously, let's say the Lightborn really are as mighty and omnipresent as the revelations say they are. Wouldn't they have the power to magically smite me here and now for my insolence? The Lightborn were just powerful kings. No more, no less. But that's just how I see it. I hope I didn't hurt your feelings.
Nah, far from it. I'm still waiting for the smiting. Let's just say I have my own opinion and you have yours. Nah, I like this one. Far from it, no sweat.
Splendid. You never know. But we're
He
digressing.
likes that. Right, true, you mentioned something about a red madness.
Yeah. It's some kind of mental illness that makes people lose their minds. Just a couple of weeks ago, for instance, there was a smith in Ark who slaughtered his entire family. He was drunk, but that doesn't explain why he screamed things like, "Fear the light," while he was doing it. Or a young noblewoman who killed herself by setting her family estate on fire for no apparent reason. Now, you might say that these kinds of things happen, but by now there have been more than a dozen of them. That and the fact that the possessed's eyes glow red shortly before and during their deed has made people call it the Red Madness. And just 3 days ago it happened again. Only this time it was a magister from within the Holy Order itself.
A magister?
Right, you're not from here. A magister is a kind of sage from the Holy Order who teaches the young novices who are aspiring to become keepers or arcanists. Yarrow was his name, a man who had more than 60 winners on his back.
And what did he do?
He killed 15 novices and himself. According to the only eyewitness to survive, he entered the teaching room as usual to give a lecture on alchemy. But instead, he gave a strange speech in which he explained that humanity is corrupt, void, as he put it. And his eyes started glowing, he locked the door, and, well, he tore himself apart with a magical explosion. You can imagine the kind of uproar that caused.
Alright, blazes. That's horrible.
And unnecessary. Completely unnecessary.
What's your role in all this? You said you work for the Order, but I take it you're no monk.
Well, I'm not exactly one for vows and austerity, so no, I'm no keeper. I guess you could say my specialty is recovering things that have been lost. Treasures, tomes, memories, and the like. And the Order hired me to do exactly that. They want to know how a highly intelligent man like Yarrow could fall victim to the Red Madness. And also if there's a discernible pattern to how this malady, or whatever it is,
So you were a rogue.
chooses its victims.
Searching for his motives. How could I help you with that? I don't know anything about this Yarrow.
True, but that's irrelevant. Yarrow grew up in a small village named Riverville, which isn't far from here. And according to some of the other wardens, he visited this area quite often after his partner's death. So it's quite possible we could find some clues around here. Shards of his past, if you like. I've already searched most of the area, but a second pair of eyes wouldn't hurt. What do you think?
Sure, alright.
Well, for starters, I need you to travel to Riverville and talk to an old man named Alfred. He was a childhood friend of Yarrow's, and he might be able to tell us something worthwhile. Secondly, a boy from the village told me that he saw Yarrow throw something into the water near a cliff to the east. Go there and see if you can find whatever it was he wanted to get rid of. I myself will have a look at the house Yarrow grew up in. Here, this is a map of the region. The blue dot over here is Yarrow's old house. And at the risk of sounding heartless, you should head back to the apothecary's camp. Maybe the bandits left behind some equipment. If there's nothing else, I'd say off we go. Let's shed some light on this Yarrow and his motivations. Meet me at his old house when you're ready. I'll be waiting there.
Well, you certainly do not have to worry about sounding heartless. I was going to do that anyway. If it's marked by one or more stars, indicate difficulty of said quest. At the same time, the level you should have for the quest. Alright. Alright. Find the strongbox which Yarrow threw into the sea near his house. Ah, yes. Read book. They call me the Butcher. It hurts to write these words, though I am aware of their truth. What else should a man be called whose trail is marked by dozens of corpses? Corpses which are not mute witnesses of a battle or an accident. No, corpses which are solely the result of my own doing. Men, women, elders, children, priests, merchants, travelers, and whores. My murders seem to follow an inscrutable pattern, whose arbitrariness will put an icy veil around everyone's heart. But, of course, this will not be what heralds will proclaim. For them and the Holy Order, I will be no less than a monstrosity, a pathless demon who has been led astray by his own mundane cravings. They will call me an evil man, a beast with a heart black as midnight, because these are the colors in which the world prefers to think, black and white. No one will ask about the how and why. Even these pages will be hard to acquire, for the Holy Order will surely do everything in its power to prohibit their printing, which is why I shall congratulate you, whoever you may be, for holding them in your very own hands. With this assembly of withered pages, you shall be given an insight into my very own thoughts. Do not understand them as a justification for my deeds, because this is not what they are. I assume full responsibility for what I have done, and I desire no absolution, neither from Malthus, whose supposed divinity is something I nowadays merely smile upon, nor from the people, from justice, or some other strange, greater power, whose true nature we have not yet learned to comprehend. This book is no more than a testimony of strange and inscrutable happenings yonder, which have made me into what I am. Chapter 1. Follow the Fire. It was a dull, cold, and wet morning that should change my life forever. Yes. Somehow, it almost seemed as if that day, Mother Nature, as a response for the festivities of the preceding night, had decided to recover herself with a dreamy, nondescript day. The reason for the aforementioned festivities had been the so-called Star Summer Night, which every year marks the beginning of a new spring, and in which the night sky is illuminated by dozens of wild, untamed starfires. While the common people, however, use the occasion to indulge in their mundane cravings, whether by drinking in smoky taverns, dancing around the first delve of a spade, or having cultivated conversations on a masked ball. For us clerics, it means no less than a night filled with processions, sermons, and prayer. After shortly attending the joyous speech of the mayor and giving my priestly blessings to the commencement of the festivities, I silently retreated into the temple and prayed until both my knees and my tongue were sore, just like the holy verses oblige every priest to do. It was of no significance whether the cleric was the high priest in person, or, as it was the case with me, merely a simple, insignificant father in an even simpler and more insignificant village. Mine was called Fogville, and was situated in a constantly windy, sparsely vegetated cliff at the very west of Enderal. It owed its name to who could have guessed that the pale, thin wafts of mist, which every morning laid themselves over the village's countenance like a mourning veil over the face of an old widow. I still remember the last gaze yonder, which I threw upon the poor houses at the bottom of the hill the village's temple was enthroned upon. After the dissonant orchestration of lute music, animated laughter, and popping of corks, an almost eerie silence had laid itself upon the village. Only here and there a lonesome figure could be seen and heard moving through the cool mist, and even the bakery's chimney remained still. I feebly smiled into the face of the village I had grown up in. My father, who actually wasn't my father, claimed to have found me wrapped in linen and lying in a basket near a way shrine on the Mist Road. I had been abandoned, and the man who later became my father took me to the village, full of devotion and grateful for the divine gift. However, before his untimely death, only 10 years later, I never got rid of the feeling that this compassionate act was due to the fact that he found me right underneath a statue of Malpheus, and not because of his wish for a child. Gilman the Tanner, as the villagers called him, was a delicate man with pockmarked skin and a slim nose. In his own opinion, the whole world conspired against him, which was the sole reason for his misery. We never talked much, but when we did, our conversations followed a general pattern. With his sawing voice, he called me to his fireplace room, where he rigidly sat most of the time, along with 2 empty tankards of beer. Then he indicated me to sit down and announced that he had to get something off his chest. The fact that only his foundling son was there to listen was another proof for how badly life had treated him. It started right when I sat down. Hjalmar the Hunter had sold him rancid oils, an evil cutthroat, my father called him, but after all, it was in the nature of the Aeterna, he said. In Enderal, this fact was not as well known as in Narim, or Matressa Julia. Julia? I don't know how to say that word. Matressa Zulia, who had served him bitter wine. A mean crone she was, he said. Oh yes, but thanks to Malpheus, he had perceived her plan and cut her down to size. And then, of course, Rashik's the Smiths, twin boys, rascals they were, both of them. No respect they had for path-abiding, hard-working people like him. But no manners were to be expected from a coal man and his breed. What do they know about decency, he said excitedly. These folks do nothing but shag until the bed breaks down. It did not matter to him that Rashik was a Kyrian living in third-generation Enderal, and that he preferred a long-term union with his mate over the promiscuous family clans of his homeland. These conversations, his persistently sour breath, and the smell of rawhides, leather, and animal fats in the workshop made up a great deal of my childhood. Friends, I had only a few to none, mostly due to the fact that my father made me work hard in the tannery as soon as I reached the age of 5. If Mater Dahlia, I'm sure of this now, had not by accident noticed my quick wit, I would still be there today, working between animal parts, stretched hides, and slippery grease. Maybe the strange experience at that misty morning would have never happened. Yet she noticed, and that is how it came that on the day of my path consecration, the aged priest proclaimed, "My holy path is a solemn voice. I, Yale, Tanner's son, was predestined to entirely dedicate my life to Malpheus's glory as a priest." Of course, back then I did not fully comprehend what that meant, but the other children's awestruck reactions made me realize it was a good thing. Thus, I left the bleak tannery and only entered the old house at the end of the village to sleep there. For my foster father, the child abduction was only one more act of treason. Looking back, I think that the amiable Mater was the only real caregiver in my life. She taught me to read and write, and she taught me the essentials of herbal lore. With empathy and toughness, she taught me what I needed to know to become part of the Enderalian clergy. 10 winters later, I received the priesthood and began to serve in the small temple. I did what an obedient priest had to do. I held services, I prayed, I maintained the temple, and I heard villagers' confessions. Mater Dahlia left the village on her 16th name's day and moved to a retirement quarter in the Sun Temple of the capital. which I only knew from tales. A year later, my father passed away, an event that, to my surprise, affected me deeply. Then everything became lethargic routine until that very day. The man that I was then, was he a happy man? I'm not able to tell. When I try to recall the first 28 years of my life, my memories seem to be like fading words on an old parchment. My reason tells me that I was blessed in a way. The life of a priest was pleasant and constant, without highs and lows. I had enough to eat, I had a home, and enough pennies to afford the services of a wandering whore from time to time. I knew that, according to the holy verses, at the end of my days, I would enter the eternal paths. My path trodden, my task fulfilled, but things turned out differently. After I had taken off my robes and wearily laid down under the sheets of sheep's wool, I noticed a strange and dull feeling in my stomach. Today I know that this unremarkable moment was the first time I encountered the fire. It was a small, insignificant, only a weak glow, but it was there. Knowing that I would wake up as a different man, however, on this gray morning I was too tired to pay attention to it. Exhausted, I wrapped my sheet around myself and was fast asleep a moment later. I awoke in a dream. Found myself on an idyllic forest glade, surrounded by green oak trees whose leaves moved gently by the wind. The setting sun stood at the horizon like molten blaze and threw a red light over the scenery. I savored the spicy, fresh air, which tasted of wet moss, morning dew, and old secrets, mysterious, wild, and clear, like life itself. In contrast to what we all know from the nightly journeys that we call dreams, I was fully aware of the unreality of the scenery, so I accepted it as if it was as natural as time's passing. I was stark naked, as on the day of my birth, but I was not ashamed. On the contrary, I felt strong, clear, and free. When I took my eyes away from the sky and looked in front of me, I saw her. She stood in an old ruin that was overgrown with ivy, and whose collapsed walls and arches told of ancient times. She wore a gray, flowing robe that only allowed a glimpse of her femininity beneath. Her hood hung deeply over her face so that only the tender and delicate parts of her cheeks and chin were visible, a sight that could have come from the imagination of a Aquarian painter. Her dense midnight black hair was tied into a snake-like braid and fell down to her shoulders. Various things were interwoven in her hair, old faded coins that must have been minted by lost civilizations, small, finely polished bones from animals unknown to us, and strange ribbons whose colorful threads created an artful pattern. But it was not all this that hypnotized me and drew me towards the veiled figure in the ruin. It was her smile. With every step I took toward her, I fell deeper into its charm. It was not a lovely smile, as some might assume. It was a mixture of melancholy, rage, hope, and love. A symphony of contradicting feelings which I thought to be irreconcilable. I thought a smile. It was a smile that was able to speak great wisdom as much as orders that would mean a death of thousands. A smile born from truths recognized in otherworldly existences. Cold sweat ran from my pores, and I felt how apprehensiveness mixed with how peaceful bliss of the wording in this is a little off. And I felt how apprehensiveness mixed with the peaceful bliss of the moments just gone. I came to a halt a few steps before her, still staring at her magical smile like a starving man at a feast. For a moment I believed to recognize a glimpse of mirth in her features, but it faded away as fast as it had appeared. Then she began to speak. "You're dying, Yale." Her voice was rough and tender at the same time, full of contrast. She spoke without mockery, pity, or cruelty. How much longer is this? We got quite a ways to go. So actually, I'm going to read this on my own. I will skim through the pages and let you guys finish this. This video is going on way too much. Alright, like I said, this video is going on way too long. I'm going to go ahead and skip through these pages so you guys can read them. You can pause the video and read them if you like. I would have liked to have read them all myself, but I've run out of time for this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button, comment, subscribe if you want to take more in see more in the future, and I will see you next time.